the world's first mycelium surfboard. Right? She's a surfer, and she said, surfboards are toxic. They're made out of styrofoam. It's a horrible material, really functional, but bad for the environment. So we said, let's go for it. Call the crew that's doing it. They said, sure, we'll send you everything we know. Can you help us test the material? So Quinn went at it. She started building giant sheets and squares and learning about the biology of it. Then she ended up building the first biodegradable surfboard, that big giant surfboard.
The big one
right there. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was part of her capstone project. So that's a bamboo fiber on the outside and an eco resin. So since then, she taught, when she was a senior, she was teaching Michael as a sophomore 3 years ago. And this cycle of students teaching students is something we now do regularly. Eleanor is a freshman, right? So she'll be part of that cycle as well. So Mike this year made some major breakthroughs in learning and everything mycelium that no one has done. There is no research that Michael's discovered. There's nothing published on it anyway. So this is Mike.
So since they act as a bioglue that holds the woods together, and I decided that, we have a copper tree over there, and they're making furnitures all day long, and they're just gonna have tons and tons of sawdust to use every day. So why don't we just go borrow some of them? So what I did is that I just went to the carpentry. I brought in a bag of sawdust, and I put it into the pressure cooker over there to pull off all the microbes in there that can potentially threaten the colony, which is alive itself. And then we just added flowers for the nutrients and stuff, and basically they successfully grew into the first prototypes. So these are the prototypes I made. They're as hard as the ones produced by those.
Hey, send it around. So this is built as a replacement for styrofoam. It's a biodegradable packing material. You can pack furniture, bottles of wine. You can then throw it in the backyard and it's no zero.
So planting these are pretty tricky. We got all of these from a single colony. So they are the same organism, but they're living separately. Okay, and during cultivation, we got some failures as well, like this one. That's an infection over there because we're going to because in the process.
Hold that up so people can see.
Yeah. Like this.
Yeah.
Because in the process, we have to wear gloves. We have to cover the entire area with plastic bags to prevent any pathogens in the air to fly into the woods. But sometimes we still couldn't do it thoroughly, and and that's what happens. So, but we could see that the mycelium is kind of killing off whatever is attacking it, and it's occupying it and blocking it off. Screws outside. Although you can see on the surface, but I'm just did this on the surface.
When we left in February, the whole bottom was green.
Yeah.
And then we came back for a week. The mycelium had defeated it and held it back, held that bacteria back.
Yeah. So we got pretty interested in this. So I went up there to my bio to say that if I can borrow some agar cubes and plant some random bacteria, so we can test out the mycelium is actually producing any antibiotics to them. And then so we grew some E. coli and they extracted some liquids. And it's pretty interesting that the mycelium did not kill them. They grew on them and formed a wall to block it off.
There's no scientist on the planet that knows what Michael knows.
Yeah. But
not joking.
That's what I observed.
Exaggerating.
Yeah, that's what I observed throughout the weeks. But right now, from this sample, which I just discovered this morning, you can see that mycelium is actually penetrating this. You can see that it's kind of turning white now.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's blocking it anymore. It's kind of consuming. It's kind of invading the pathogen's territory. So basically, I have two freshman groups from two courses that got really interested in this topic as well. And we decided to do more research about it or share information. And since we also discovered that what makes the mycelium hard is the box that was made out of. So it makes the entire thing harder is the skin, not the wood itself. So we decided to create some infections over there, so we can manually infect the mycelium, causing them to form this thick walls in order to get more a harder solid. So making
bioengineering. He's manipulating the mycelium's natural defense.
Yeah, there are a lot of
No
stuff.
published research on this. The one thing this is what it's exciting about this space, right? So students come in with a crazy idea, we say, right, Jen Price's big mantra is, we don't know enough to say no. Right? So we say, go for it, let's dig in. And then 3 years later, another student keeps tinkering, keeps exploring, and more comes out of it than we ever thought. Imagine, we thought we were making styrofoam replacement. Now we have a whole antibacterial material that could change real biopharmacy, bioengineering, in major ways. And Mike's teaching a group of freshmen to do it.
So we don't have to rely on the companies anymore. We can just produce some soda by ourselves because now we just only need sawdust from the carpentry, some flour from Charles, and
And this entire body of research, is a $50 pressure cooker from the general store.
And imagine how many species of fungus are out there. This is only one.
Shiitake, could you show them the mushroom?
Maybe other mushrooms, they kill bacteria faster because they're more aggressive.
We don't even know. Yeah, the mushroom, we grew a big one, we're gonna cook it up.
Yeah.
Show them the shiitake.
This one.
Just
I put them in the fridge to decrease the growth rate so they don't boom out mushrooms in 2 weeks. This has been in there for like
months.
Yeah. But I couldn't hold it back anymore. This mushrooms are still popping out, and that's what you get. Hungry.
Just a quick on it.
Yeah. It was
One
on
last
there.
thing and then we'll chat.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's endless down here. What's happening?
And then we just click it. Kill the life.
So